There we are. Welcome back to the fourth dimension. I am Ledeas, and joining me today is a special guest of Aldar.
Good day, and good evening to people here from Denmark.
Aldar is one of the coaches in your division, so I've asked him to join me so that we can get a kind of an insider look. And
yeah, I'll try and see if I can get some insight here.
Well,
no, a few of the teams we're talking a lot together, but haven't played them all yet.
Fair enough. Taking a look at the schedule, I see you've got your first win there on the top of the schedule. 1-0 against the Kislev.
Yeah, well, it was a bit luck because he was without the bear. And, well, I must say we both made mistakes, but his dice were completely against him.
Well, let's take a quick look here at his dice. I don't know, he's got 31 6s and 28 1s. That's not all bad. Oh,
no, but
blocking dice. Couple of extra skulls there.
He had some rough. The ones came at certain points where it was just bad for him.
Yeah, he has a jump up that failed, a going for it that failed. His fireball did not work out too well. Well, I don't know. 60% is not bad. His passes, that's where they messed him up. But look at his leaps. He made all his leaps out of 12.
Yeah.
So, that's not bad at all. Just seems that he was able to knock your players down, just not break any armor.
Oh, that's been the going rate for me. People have been able to knock me down, but no injuries, luckily for me.
I see you've removed 4 of his players and injured 1, and then he returned the favor and injured 1 of yours.
Yeah, and no special injuries, just small, badly hurts, so...
Good deal.
Well, I would say I've been lucky so far with injuries. I haven't got any permanent injuries, even though I started late.
Well, the next game, the Upper Class Uppercuts, won theirs 2-1 on the back of 2 passes and 13 armor breaks. They also had an expulsion. So the Mumble Rats look like they held the ball a lot. So it looks like the elves were just able to capitalize when the moment showed itself. The Fire Stars. I know I'm saying it wrong. He typed up how I'm supposed to say it, but there's a umlaut in there, and I don't know how to pronounce that.
I think it's Fear Stars.
Gotcha.
So that way, umlaut.
He has
his first loss against Wood Elf this week.
Yeah.
So he was a bit bummed out about that, but, well, it happens. He had a really, really good start. He's done really well with the Chaos team.
And both the MVPs have leveled up, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and, well, when we get to his next schedule, he's going up against Wood Elves this week.
Well, perhaps with his Chaos Warrior who has a level and he did not use it yet, he might want to go tackle. But the Wood Elf didn't pick his level either. The Men in Dresses tied with Orkward Silences.
I think that was admin decision to tie it.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
You're correct. There's nothing that's happened in that game. So since nothing happened, let's skip it. Absolutely Not a Zoo winning 2-1 over K-Pop Visuals. K-Pop does have a level up War Dancer who has Strip Ball now.
K-Pop just joined, I think it was last week. So they arrived in with some losses, and they actually had a few okay level ups on War Dancer so far, but lost quite a few players.
Yeah, they have a death. So doing kind of what elves do. suffering and playing with loners and positionals only, it seems.
Yeah, I see they're playing Fear Stars, I think, tonight. I think they're starting now here. So that's again a rough match.
The Servants of the Damned won their game over Sandlandia Raiders. 2 expulsions for the Undead, so they were not being friendly.
Well, if you just look at the armor breaks, that actually tells a lot about this match.
Yeah, and 8 KOs. The Baron there leveled up and took Mighty Blow, so he's going to start hunting heads very soon.
Well, the Servants of the Dam is they have been leveled up quite good and are now sole in lead of the division, and I think he is at the moment a good favorite to win.
Yeah, he's 6-0. We'll take a look at that in a moment. And then finally for this week, we have the Lions losing to the Raiders. The Beast of Nurgle. Excuse me. The Beast of Nurgle getting the MVP. Thank you. Let's see what he took. Stand Firm. That makes sense.
And once again, just if you look at the armor breaks, it tells a whole story.
Yeah, go ahead.
It actually tells a different story because, well, it's only 2-1. It was a close game, but armor breaks tells it should have been further apart, but it's elves.
Right. When you have 7 removals, I mean, that's half your team. That can be very difficult to come back from.
I've played it against both Giant Raiders and Servants of the Dam, and they are both really, really good coaches. Also played against the Lions. He's also playing really well.
He rolled 32 dodges, the elf team did, and only failed 1 dodge. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's. I think it was Humpford Lion and the Wood Elves that played against Fear Stars. Those dodges are just insane at the moment.
So let's take a look at the leaderboard, and we can see that the Servants of the Dam, as we said, are 6-0. Got a 3-point lead on the tied second place, the Gyren Raiders, the Virlin Hinds. And you want to take the stars for me? What did you say? It's Fear Stars?
Yeah, Fear Stars.
Then they're all tied for second, followed up behind.
Three teams tied for second, and it's going to be fun to see how that's going to continue with those 3 teams because, well, Wood Elves, you can never count Wood Elves out, and, well, Chaos and Nurgle, they're just going to get much stronger the later we go.
Indeed. The middle of the pack seems to be holding tight too at 2-1-3. So 6 teams there tied in the middle. Do you know how many playoff spots your division's getting?
If I recall right, it's 2. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not completely sure.
So the 4th dimension, you have a king to unseat, or you're scrambling for the scraps. And it looks like it would be quite a scramble. Let's take a look at the teams. Let's start with yours. That way you can give us a little insight of what you're doing, how you're building.
Yeah, well, not much to tell you. I only got 1 level up from the last game on one of my werewolves.
I noticed as I clicked the team.
It didn't get lucky with a double, so I gave him block, which is always useful. I'm aiming to get up, well, at least the whites and the werewolves to get, hopefully, Mighty Blow at some point to be able to do a bit more. The reason I didn't pick, I know you mentioned at some point, I didn't have a ghoul, is because I started late, and the ghoul is the only one without regeneration. So starting with a ghoul and then losing it fast might hurt your team, so I started with a full regeneration setup.
I personally don't like the ghouls. I like your setup. I'm willing to use the whites as ball carriers.
Whites or wolves, if you have one, basically I've before done a killer wolf and a ball handling wolf, depending on how they skill up. Can also be quite useful because the 8 movement is just silly against most teams.
Do you have any specific goals in mind for your zombie core here?
Well, the only one I have very specific mind for is Trev at the moment. Trev arrived to my team in my first match on the first block I did on the line and killed the Rudder from Gman Raiders. And he had a wish that Trev he wanted to be a dirty player, so I will keep that wish in mind.
I like that plan. Are you of the mindset that zombies don't need levels, and if they get too many, you fire them, or do you build every player to be useful?
I usually go after every player to be useful, but again, zombies are in a picky situation. You can easily fire them and get a new one. They are not that needed, but if you get a good double on a zombie, it can be really, really helpful at times. I think on the necromantic team, I think every player is important, and zombies are to a certain extent very important, just not too many of them. Dirty player, maybe 2. Bit of wrestle and block, guard, always good. But yeah, again, more level ups than 2 might be too much of bloat.
Okay, well, let's take a look at your schedule coming up. You're going up against the uppercuts. Let's take a look at their team real quick. The High Elves.
I actually like his motto. We're considerably better looking than you. Yes. Until I've messed your face up with my claw.
Oh no. Well, I mean, Claw can do a little bit of work here with the AV8. But he does have 3 catchers, so... Do you have a specific fear here or a goal in mind?
Well, goal is to win, but again, it's elves against a more or less unskilled necromantic team. It's going to be an uphill battle, I think. With the amount of elves we have in our division, I would like a few more tackles, at least. But I think still it's an uphill battle. I would set him as the favorite because elves are easier from the get-go than necromantic is. So I'm just gonna, well, play the ball I've been dealt, and we'll see what I can do with it.
I mean, he does have 5 dodge. 2 of them have block as well, so that's going to be a bit difficult. Very fast team. 3 players at 8 and 3 players at 7. He's going to quickly outrun you if allowed. However, he still has not got an apothecary.
Nope, and he's only got 2 rerolls, so I am actually... Well, he can't afford one yet, and I'm going to get inducements, but I'm going to aim to see if I can get him to use those rerolls quite fast. Yeah, I think that'll be my main goal, to see if I can get him to roll a ton of dice.
Yeah, I can easily see you maybe perhaps finding a new zombie in this game as well.
Well, I'm hoping. So far, I have killed 2 people from 2 different teams, so I want more zombies. I would prefer them free.
So let's take a look at the Hinds versus the Kings of the Circus. Where are the Hinds?
Second page, up in the middle, have a level up.
There you are. So, got the lineman level up waiting to happen. Probably, I would assume he's going to take dodge to kind of be a very slow, easygoing war dancer. I do like the idea of the frenzy one with tackle.
Yeah, frenzy one with tackle, and then he's got the strip ball one. Those 2 war dancers are starting to get quite scary.
The catcher has blodge, so that helps, of course. A kicker and a wrestler. I'm expecting to see maybe a purchase of a thrower eventually, but that might just be my mindset.
Yeah, and also he has guard on the tree man. That's also helpful. again, one thing, he also still only got 2 rerolls.
Yes, with the catch and the 3 dodges, as long as you're not pushing it, you can let the natural rerolls do most of the carrying for you.
That is true, but well, the thing is, it might be a personal preference for me. I at least like from new teams to get at least 3 rerolls to.
I'm of that mindset
safety.
too.
More of the safety thing.
I agree. I'm taking a look at Mr. Shady's circus here.
He's got the bear back this week.
He does. He has a agility up blitzer. I believe he had that for a little bit.
Yeah, he also had that against me.
Did it do a lot of work?
Well, he had a few good things, but he also, if I recall correct, he had one fail. I can't remember if it was a dodge or or a catch, but he completely failed it, and it was near my players.
Yeah, it's kind of odd to see the linemen all lining up with block, and the blitzers don't.
Yep, he's aiming at least a second blitzer with a mighty blow for a killer, but yeah, I would have went for block too, I think.
He's got a little money in his bank. I wonder if he has a plan of purchasing a player or just going to use it for the inducements against the Wood Elves. Kind of try to help offset some of it.
Might be, and again, Kislev Circus.
Well,
I might have gone for an extra reroll for the jumps.
True. The Wood Elves are actually going to be the higher team value in this game. They're going to have a 1,300 due to the 2 loners. So the Kislev may want to hold on to the money, because if you don't use it in the game, if you do spend it off before the game, you're just going to get the extra 20k back in inducements. At least this one's in your bank. So.
That's true.
So Orcs against Skaven, the Orkwood Silence. Will Irons, green is mean. The team does not show too much difference from the last time I looked. So maybe not getting a lot of SPP.
No, but still that mighty blow block blitzer is he can be a pain.
Right.
And also, well, a tackle blitzer is also quite nice to have.
So the loss of the not playing your game last week for whatever reason, that's definitely going to put you behind in development and growth. And against a team such as the Skaven.
Yeah, and well, this Mumble Rats, he might have quite a few losses. He's only 1 win and 5 losses so far, but still, if you check the skill up he got on the Stormwoman and Gutter Runner, he's developing quite nice.
He is, and he's only giving away 70 inducements for the Orcs, so he could easily come into this game and just run rampant over the Orcs. He's going to outpace them. He just has to survive it.
Yeah, and Kumo, I've had a few fun chats and so with him. He's a good player, and I think he's a bit in the same mindset as me. We're not going to win the division this season, so we're just going to develop. Trying to develop our team to, well, prepare for next season, basically.
Nothing wrong with that. The Drace's Chaos team came out of the gate very developed and strong. He says, all right, let's aim for development now, but I don't know. I think he can still be he's 5 wins and 1 loss. He's still very near the top, doing quite well.
He is doing really well and very impressed. Well, we just got the level up on the Chaos Warrior. I noticed why he didn't put it at first.
Yeah, he has a strength up on.
Yep, exactly. Well, I actually knew quite a bit about that one because we've been chatting a lot. We've had a lot of fun and talking about different things, so I knew, and that's why he rolled the dice, but he didn't level it up yet.
Gotcha. I wonder if he's going to go with the tentacles and make kind of a mini Beast of Nurgle there on the Chaos team.
Yeah, that's the question, but well, let's see. Well, I think he's aiming at the moment for Claw and the Beastman with the Mighty Blow.
Oh, yes. I mean, he's got a good, healthy team here. It's only 4 level ups, but... no, I'm wrong. He's got all the Chaos Warriors leveled up. I forget that they don't start with block. So 4, 5, 6,
I
7,
think
8.
after first 3 matches, he had block on all 4 Chaos Warriors, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, so he's doing quite well. I play against Iron Master in the REL, so very few of his Chaos Warriors have normal growth. Many of them have dodge. One has agility and long legs and leap. So seeing a Chaos team under normal growth is a surprise to me.
I'm meeting Grace in week 12, I think, and I'm actually fearing that.
By that time, he might be quite the killer. Let's
Yes.
take a look at the other Wood Elf team, who is hemorrhaging players left and right.
New player joined last week, and, well, again, got a few levels up on the War Dancers, but losing the rest.
Yeah, 3 deaths and 2 injured players is very brutal. Now you, Lady Killjoy, you may wish to speak to one of your admins. There is a rule in the Rebel about when you have a real suffering beginning that you can kind of re-roll your team. It might be something you want to look into. I don't know. The 2 normal level ups on the War Dancers is not that great of a gift. So that might be something you want to look into. It's called the like Lilith Mercy or something of that nature. So just something to chew on and ponder.
Well, it's a rough start and very uphill battle at this point for Lady Killjoy.
It is. The men in dresses are going up against the division champion at the moment. So High Elves versus the Undead. The High Elves have 2 level ups they've not taken, a lineman and a catcher. So personally, I foresee the catcher getting dodge. That's my preference if it were me.
Yeah, well, wouldn't be bad.
But he has the Kenwin has the 3 rerolls and the Apothecary that I think all elf teams should start with. Team value at the moment 1220, easily going to become 1260, and will actually make him a higher team value than Servants of the Damned.
Yes. The 3 Mighty Blow, man. Those mummies have been doing work.
Well, I mean, the white there is only 1 SPP away from his Mighty Blow as well. He's got a few...
the second white. I was just saying, well, the 2 mummies combined have 3 kills under their nails, so...
And they got a couple of zombies here that look new, so wondering if they were new friends from old teams.
Well, I don't know. Might have been... Yeah.
Well, the one
Looks
guy,
like
Ewan, E-W-A-N,
yeah.
he only has the 1 match. Inflicted a KO, inflicted an injury, so 1 game and already doing work. I think he's getting a lot out of his team. Doing quite well.
Yes. I play against him. He's a good coach with really good positioning, and he knows what he's doing. So.
And then, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
For some of us like me, newer coach, been playing on and off, but didn't have much time all the time. So it was a rough 2 games against him, against Demo and Ceramol for the first 2 matches I had in this league.
Yeah, it's like welcome to the Gman. Have some kicks in the teeth.
Yeah, well, it's good fun.
So the Lions, the Elf Union, going up against Not a Zoo. Let's take a look at that matchup. Definitely Not a Zoo. The Underworld team seems to be doing all right. Had a If I'm not mistaken, they've had some deaths. I see a couple of Roman numeral 2s already. I don't see any different level ups jumping out at me. The killing Skaven is now complete with Block, Mighty Blow, and Claw.
Yeah, completely natural development for a Skaven Blitzer, and he is scary. That is a pain to run into a Skaven Blitzer like that. I haven't played him yet. I think I'm playing him in a few weeks. Again, looking forward to it. Those goblins might be a bit tasty for some SPP, but let's see.
Definitely
He's not been doing bad if you look at his statistics.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to invest in some tackle to get those goblins, but yeah, I think it can be, and I think the way his Skaven are shaping up, it's definitely going to be a give and take game no matter what.
Also, the Skaven thrower with block that's a good level up to get.
Yeah, a secure ball handler, definitely. Looking at his opponent, the Elfin Union, we have an Agility 5 thrower. That's always a fun thing to do. The 3 catchers, the 2 blodge blitzers. The team is poised to really take off as soon as he can get a couple of these level ups finished.
Exactly. I played against him not last week, but the week before, and we actually had a fun game. We were both on voice chat during the whole game, having a bit of chat and having a bit of laughs and making some jokes. He's a really, really nice guy. Good coach. Was a fun match. It was actually nice to have an opponent where you're sitting chatting with while playing, and not taking the game serious or be salty or anything when things went wrong.
Yeah, it's one of the best things about the Rebel is the open community.
Also, a thing I've really enjoyed since I've joined here, especially here in the Delta Division, a lot of people are very active on Discord and talking and chatting about different things. So I like that. I really like that.
I do too. It's one of the reasons why I've stuck around as long as I have. I like that.
Oh, one thing I just noticed by the Pimful Lions, they got a level 2 stadium.
Do they? I haven't looked at anyone's stadium. Do they have any upgrades yet?
No enhancements. But they got a stadium at least so far.
Okay. Well, the Norse Raiders against the Gyran Raiders.
Yep. And I think it's going to be an uphill battle for the Norse Raiders.
Let's take a look at their 960 TV team. So
he's down to 9 players for this match, and I've been following him a few times since I joined, and he's also been hemorrhaging players, and he's finally getting back to a fairly normal number of players.
Yeah, the team value of being 1060 going into this next one is 2 deaths sustained, but that doesn't count anyone he may have had to fire. And his Berserker with Mighty Blow is already move busted and is out for this game, where it could actually have been very useful against the Rotters.
Yeah, and he's also just got 1 Ulf Werner, so...
Well, now, to be fair, the Nurgle team has, of course, the Beast of Nurgle, that's 2 levels up. 2 Nurgle warriors with block, 1 with Mighty Blow, the other 2, not too much development. He's kind of got the beginning of a killing Pestigore. And then Phil, the guarding Rotter.
Oh, don't remind Phil. Phil, he's nasty.
Is he now?
He was playing against... Was it Orcs where Phil killed the Black Orc on them both down?
Okay.
The Black Orc attacked Phil, and it was both down, and the Black Orc died.
Phil just walked it off, huh?
Yep. So Phil the Rudder, he's been doing work.
Now, if you were the Norse going into this game, knowing you're going to get about 260k worth of inducements, would you go with a star player, or would you get extra, like, bribes and things of that nature?
I am still partial into the lovely little wizard.
Okay.
again, because it can fizzle. It did for me one game, but it can also help you a lot in a dumb situation.
See, I think
It's again luck based. If you go bribes or star player, it's a bit less luck based. So might be the smarter choice, but I'm often combined into high risk, high reward plays at times.
I like the werewolf that the Norse can get, the one with catch, claw, and strength 4. It may be an investment he wants to look into just to bring his strength up and try to be able to stand toe-to-toe with some of these other players.
That might be a good idea, though. No matter what kind of star player he's getting, he's not gonna be outstrengthening them. He's not even gonna be near equal strength.
No, you're right. But being able to use the werewolf on the Norse team opens up a lot of movement and can be used for surgical strikes or frenzy threat, surfing threats. The other thing it would do, it would give him a bench of 12.
That's true. Though, the werewolf star player is awesome. Though I think on the Norse team where he already has 2 or 3 frenzy players so far.
Maybe not as useful.
Another frenzy player is that needed.
That's fair. Well, there you are, G-Man, the 4th Dimension. Your week in review, your week coming up, and an overlook of your teams. If you have any feedback, any ideas, any comments, of course they're always welcomed. I want to thank you, Aldar, for joining me.
Well, thank you for having me. It was quite fun to be here and have a look over to the whole division for one more time.
All right. Well, if you have anything else you'd like to say to your opponents, the floor is yours, sir.
Well, the upper class uppercuts, I'm looking forward to Monday. We're going to have a fun match. To the rest of you, have some good matches. And to my future opponents, hope you have a lot of casualties before we meet, because it's an uphill battle for me.
All right, then. Until the next time. Just a quick open invitation. If anyone ever wants to join as a guest star on G-Man 4th Dimension, send me a private message on Discord and we'll make it happen. See you guys later.